And what's the most popular morning show in the tri-state area? It's the Z100 Zoo. These guys are wild, and we'll show you why.
And now let's go behind the scenes of one of the most popular morning radio shows in the tri-state area. At 6 o'clock in the morning, when most normal people are still sleeping or just getting out of bed and sipping on their morning coffee, the DJs here at the Z Morning Zoo are up and getting ready to entertain you.
Rocking at the speed of light.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Z Morning Zoo.
Z100.
The Z100 Morning Zoo is on the air everywhere. Michael Scott Shannon, head pronouncer, along with...
Yes, Ross Britton and Scott, is going to be a rotten day.
Thank you very much. J.R. Nelson is with us this morning. We have Claire Stevens, head of the Horrible Scope Department, Professor Jonathan B. Bell, Public Service Director, and last but not least, baby DJ, Captain Kevin.
The Panther of Love.
Let's open the studio phones right now. Wackos, weirdos, preverts, reverts, bimbos, bimbettes, and Jello Heads Anonymous. Studio phones are wide open. Let's go. Hello, Z100.
Every morning from 6 to 10, people all over the tri-state area are entertained by the fast talk and fast-paced antics of the Z Morning Zoo.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for...
A grease-naked woman.
No. Shadow traffic.
No.
Just kidding you. Good morning, baby.
Good morning, everybody. WHTZ-FM broadcasts out of Secaucus, New Jersey, and their rise to fame is nothing short of phenomenal. They first went on the air in August of 1983, and in a month's time, they went from worst to first in pop radio. Their fast rise in the ratings is largely due to the wizard of Z100, program director and disc jockey Scott Shannon.
In the market we're in, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut, there's an awful lot going on, and there's so many things to detract attention, so many things to do. You have to really be different. You have to be, if you want to use the term, outrageous. I think the biggest attraction to the zoo is that it is real. And it's like a day-to-day radio soap opera.
6:27 in the morning. It's time for Claire Stevens.
Good morning. It's 35 degrees at this hour. I'm Claire Stevens with a WHTZ 100-second news update.
Another big reason for the show's success is the combination of people who make up the zoo. Claire Stevens is the news director and the only female in the group. J.R. Nelson is the production manager and sports director. Not only does he add his dry wit on the radio, but he's the whiz behind those slickly produced jingles and songs that you hear. Professor Jonathan B. Bell is the public service director. Captain Kevin, known as the Z's baby DJ, handles the thousands of phone calls that come in every day. And Ross Britton, formerly of the WABC radio team Ross and Wilson, is Scott Shannon's partner and straight man on the show.
I am lonelier than a dog. I can't come in today,
And we can't forget Mr. Leonard, who calls in sicker than a dog every day.
What are you offering here at the Z Morning Zoo that other radio stations in this area are not offering?
Very rarely in the history of New York radio have the disc jockeys been real people. They were always gods up on this pedestal talking down, "Hello, you people, this is the disc jockey, you will do as I say." Whereas we actually talk on the phone all morning long. We just talk to them like they're our next door neighbor. They're friends, really. The difference between Z100 and the other radio stations, I think, is just the spirit of it, the energy and the teamwork.
And that teamwork begins every day right after the show. The group gets together to plan the next show. To stay on top requires staying on top of the issues, the news articles, and the feelings of the listeners. And then, of course, to be able to present the material in an entertaining way.
We go through the morning papers and figure out what we're going to discuss, what we're going to talk about. And also, it keeps us abreast because a lot of people call in, they're going to discuss something that's in the paper this morning, USA Today or the Post or the Times or whatever. And we like to know what they're talking about so we can discuss it with them.
Good morning, Z100.
When it's showtime, no matter how early they have to get up, the zoo starts the magic. The entire show is based on listener involvement. The phone never stops ringing, and nobody is safe from Scott Shannon's ribbing, especially local newscasters.
I know what you do for relaxation. What? Lock yourself in a room and look at old Tom Snyder tapes.
We really don't try to offend anybody. But if we do, we try to be fair about it. We call ourselves an equal opportunity offender. But the most important thing is we don't try to hurt anybody. One of the neat things about being in radio for me is that when I get up in the morning and I'm driving to work, I don't dread it. I'm very excited. I love doing what I'm doing. And I think every single person that's on that zoo or connected with it feels the same way. We honestly and truly love being on the Z100 Morning Zoo and entertaining people every morning.
Have a happy day, and on behalf of JR, bye, buckaroos. Happy trails to you.
It's a great feeling when you close that microphone off and Happy Trails is playing and you know you had a great show.
Danny, having listened to those guys, I got two questions for you. Who is Yankee Man and who's Mr. Leonard?
Yankee Man is just an average listener that calls in every day to talk about the Yankees. It started a while ago.
Yeah.
He was the guy that works on Wall Street and just calls every day. Now he's a regular.
How about Mr. Leonard?
Mr. Leonard calls in sick every day. Now, he's supposedly legit, but I looked around for him at the station. He wasn't there that day. He's supposedly from the Bronx, but I couldn't find him. He was out sick that day, too.